How to build wealth without anyone knowing. Quiet money, big freedom. The richest person at your job probably doesn't look rich. They drive a normal car, pack lunch from home, and nobody suspects they could retire tomorrow if they wanted to. Meanwhile, the person with the luxury lease, designer wardrobe, and Instagram lifestyle, drowning in debt, one emergency away from broke, performing success while building nothing. Here's the truth. Real wealth is silent. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't post on social media. It just quietly compounds while everyone else is busy looking rich and staying poor. Study after study shows the same pattern. Actual millionaires live invisibly. They're your neighbor in the modest house, your coworker bringing leftovers, the person you'd never guess has 7 figures in investments. But here's what you're probably wondering. Why would anyone hide their wealth instead of enjoying it? How do you build serious money without anyone noticing or asking for handouts? What's the strategy for staying invisible while getting rich? And most importantly, how do you enjoy freedom without broadcasting success? Today, I'm breaking down the complete playbook for building quiet money that leads to big freedom, wealth nobody sees, freedom everybody wants. Hit subscribe and comment quiet money if you're ready to get rich in silence. Let's start with why silence is your strategy, not your shame. Why silence is your superpower. Principle number 1, why telling people makes you everyone's ATM. Here's what happens. The second people find out you have money, you become a walking loan office. Cousin needs $5,000 for business. Friend needs help with rent, just this once. Family member has an investment opportunity. Suddenly you're not a person, you're a resource to be tapped. The math is simple. Keep your wealth private and people treat you like a peer. Reveal your wealth and people treat you like a solution to their problems. And here's the twisted part. They'll feel entitled to it. Not grateful. Entitled because you have it and they need it, so obviously you should share. I watched someone make this mistake. Posted about a bonus on Facebook. Within a week, he had 12 messages asking for money. 12 from people he hadn't talked to in years. Family asking for loans they'd never repay. Friends pitching business ideas they wanted him to fund. Even distant acquaintances suddenly remembered they existed. Your success becomes their opportunity. Your raise becomes their expectation. Your bonus becomes their emergency fund. And if you say no, now you're selfish, greedy, changed since you got money. You can't win. Privacy isn't hiding, it's protection from other people's problems. When nobody knows you have money, nobody asks for it. You make financial decisions based on your goals, not guilt. You avoid the awkwardness, the resentment, the relationships ruined by money. Your move, financial details are for you and your spouse only. Everyone else gets a smile and we're doing all right, thanks. No specifics, no numbers, no hints. Let your bank account know the truth. Let everyone else wonder. Because the people who need to know you're wealthy already know. They're your financial advisor and accountant. Everyone else? Their opinion doesn't deposit into your account. But that's just the obvious part. Because keeping money private protects you from requests. But there's an even more expensive trap most people fall into without realizing it. Principle number 2, why looking rich keeps you broke. Here's the prison most people build for themselves. They achieve some success, then immediately broadcast it by upgrading their entire lifestyle. New income, new car, promotion, bigger house, bonus, designer wardrobe. And congratulations, you just locked yourself into performing success forever. Because once you look rich, you have to maintain it. Your neighbors expect the luxury car in the driveway. Your coworkers expect you to suggest expensive restaurants. Your friends expect you to pick up tabs. The image you created now controls you. You're not living your life. You're performing for an audience that doesn't care if you go broke, maintaining the show. I know someone making $300,000 a year who's more trapped than someone making $60,000. Why? Because the $300,000 earner bought the $1 million house, leased the $80,000 car, joined the country club, and sends kids to private school. His lifestyle costs $270,000 to maintain, He's got 30,000 left. The 60,000 earner living on 40,000 has 20,000 surplus and actual options. This is lifestyle inflation on steroids. And here's the cruel part. You can't downgrade without admitting the performance was fake. You're stuck on a treadmill you built, working brutal hours to fund an image, unable to escape because ego won't let you. Real wealth is having options. Fake wealth is having obligations. If your lifestyle requires you to keep your exact income or you lose everything, you're not wealthy. You're trapped in an expensive costume. Your move. When income increases, lifestyle stays flat. Raises go to investments. Bonuses disappear into accounts, not shopping carts. Promotions don't change your car. You stay invisible by staying modest, and that invisibility is freedom. Because looking rich makes you everyone's benchmark for success. Being rich while looking normal makes you nobody's concern. Choose invisibility. Choose freedom. And what I'm about to say is what makes the difference. Because staying modest isn't just protection, it's actually a wealth accelerator nobody talks about. Principle number 3, how invisibility accelerates wealth. Here's the counterintuitive truth. The less people know about your money, the faster it grows. Not because of magic, but because of psychology and math working together. When nobody knows you're doing well, nobody expects you to act like it. Your friends suggest cheap restaurants. You happily go and save $100. Your family doesn't expect expensive gifts. You give thoughtful ones and invest the difference. Your coworkers don't know about your side income. You keep packing lunch and stacking wealth. But the moment people know, suddenly you're the one picking up tabs because you can afford it. You're expected to upgrade to match your income. Social pressure to spend money you could be investing. Every gathering becomes a wealth drain because perception demands performance. Let me show you the numbers. 2 people earning the same income. One broadcasts success, upgrades lifestyle, and saves 15%. The other stays quiet, keeps a modest lifestyle, and saves 45%. Same income. One saves 3 times more. Over 30 years, that's not just more money, it's financial independence arriving a decade earlier. The less people know, the faster you grow. Because you're not spending to maintain an image. You're not buying things to prove success. You're not managing other people's expectations of what your money should do. You're just quietly building while everyone else is busy performing. Your action: when you get a raise, tell nobody. When you get a bonus, stay silent. When your investments hit new highs, keep it to yourself. Every secret financial win is money that stays working for you instead of getting spent on maintaining appearances. Invisibility isn't shame, it's strategy. And it's the difference between looking rich at 40 and being rich at 50. Wait, there's something you need to pay attention to if you don't want to lose everything. Because all of this theory is great, but what does silent wealth actually look like in real life? Principle number 4, the quiet millionaire next door. There's a book called The Millionaire Next Door that studied actual millionaires for decades. The findings shocked everyone. Most millionaires don't look like millionaires at all. They're not celebrities or tech founders. They're teachers, engineers, accountants, and small business owners. They live in middle-class neighborhoods. They drive paid-off Toyotas. They shop at Costco. They mow their own lawns. You'd walk past them every day and never suspect they're worth millions. Your coworker who brings the same lunch every day could be sitting on $2 million in investments. Your neighbor who drives the 15-year-old Honda might own 3 rental properties free and clear. The guy wearing Costco jeans at the grocery store? His dividend portfolio might generate more than your salary. Why don't they look rich? Because looking rich prevented them from becoming rich. Every dollar they didn't spend on image went into investments. Every upgrade they skipped compounded into wealth. They chose invisibility as a strategy, not shame. Here's what the research showed. An average millionaire's house is worth less than 4 times their annual income. They buy used cars and drive them for years. They budget obsessively. They don't wear designer anything. They look aggressively, intentionally normal. And that normalcy is their superpower. Nobody asks them for money because nobody knows they have it. Nobody judges their spending because it's unremarkable. Nobody creates expectations they have to maintain. They build wealth in a protective bubble of invisibility while everyone around them chases the performance of success. The best wealth is wealth nobody knows about. Not because it's hidden, but because it doesn't announce itself. It just quietly grows, compounds, and eventually buys the one thing money can actually buy: freedom. But that's just the surface. What's behind it is what will startle people. Because understanding why to stay silent is one thing. Knowing how to actually build wealth invisibly? That's the system most people are missing. Have you ever met someone and later found out they were secretly wealthy? Drop a 1 if yes. Strategy number 1. Build where nobody sees. Here's the beautiful thing about building wealth invisibly. Your coworkers see your lunch budget, but they have no idea about your investment portfolio. Your neighbors notice your 10-year-old car, but they don't see the 3 rental properties in another state. Your family knows your day job salary, but they don't know about the online business generating 5 figures monthly. Stealth income is income nobody monitors because nobody knows it exists, and that's exactly how you want it. Think about it. You have a corporate job making $70,000. Everyone at work knows roughly what you make. It's public information in most industries. But what they don't know is that you also run a freelance consulting business on weekends, making $40,000. You have dividend stocks paying $15,000 annually. You own a rental property cash flowing $12,000 after expenses. Your total income, $137,000. But everyone assumes it's $70,000. That gap, that $67,000 nobody sees, that's your wealth-building machine running in stealth mode. No explanations needed, no questions asked, no expectations created, just silent accumulation. The key is building income streams that don't show up in your lifestyle. Digital products are sold online, investments that pay dividends into accounts nobody sees. Side businesses run from your laptop, rental income from properties in other cities. All is invisible to everyone in your daily life. Your move: build at least one income stream completely separate from your main job. Something nobody at work knows about. Something that doesn't require you to change your visible lifestyle. Let it grow in the shadows while everyone assumes your day job is your only income. The less they see, the faster you grow. And the faster you grow, the sooner you're free. It sounds simple, but the hardest part is what's about to be told next. Because having secret income streams is powerful, but living 2 completely separate financial lives? That's advanced level stealth wealth. Strategy number 2, the 2-life system, public broke, private rich. Here's the strategy that separates quiet millionaires from everyone else. They live 2 completely different financial lives. One public, one private. And the public one? It looks broken. At the office, packed lunch from home, coffee from the break room, wearing the same rotation of modest clothes, driving the sensible paid-off sedan, complaining about gas prices with everyone else. Their coworkers think they're barely getting by, maybe even struggling. In private, maxing out retirement accounts, aggressive taxable brokerage investing, building businesses, accumulating real estate. Net worth is climbing 6 figures annually. But nobody sees it because the evidence doesn't exist in their visible life. This is psychological warfare, and it's genius. When people think you're broke, they don't ask for money. They don't expect you to fund group gifts or expensive team dinners. They don't create social pressure to upgrade your lifestyle. You're free to build wealth without anyone monitoring your decisions or questioning your choices. I watched 2 accountants at the same firm play this out. Same salary. One wore designer suits, leased a BMW, always suggested expensive lunches. Everyone thought he was thriving. The other wore department store clothes, drove a Civic, packed leftovers. Everyone assumed he was struggling. 10 years later, the thriving one had barely $200,000 saved in constant stress. The struggling one? Over $700,000 in investments, owned a rental property, and could walk away tomorrow. Nobody saw it coming because he never changed his public performance. Your framework. Public spending should be unremarkable enough that people underestimate you. Private investing should be aggressive enough that you're building wealth faster than anyone imagines. The gap between perception and reality is your competitive advantage. Let them think you're barely making it while your net worth explodes. Perfect asymmetry. Don't jump to conclusions, because what comes next can change your perspective completely. Because living two lives is a strategy, but the actual vehicles you use to build wealth those matter more than most people realize. Strategy number 3. The invisible vehicles of wealth. Want to know where to hide wealth in plain sight? Use assets that don't show up in your driveway, your closet, or your social media. Assets that compound silently while everyone's looking the other way. Index funds are perfect invisible vehicles. Nobody sees your brokerage account. You're not posting screenshots of your Vanguard balance. It just sits there, compounding quietly, growing into 7 figures while you're driving your normal car and living your normal life. Boring? Yes. Invisible? Absolutely. Effective? Undeniably. Rental properties in other cities work the same way. Your neighbors don't know you own 3 houses, 2 states away, generating positive cash flow. Your coworkers don't see the equity building. Your family doesn't know about the appreciation. The properties work silently, building wealth nobody suspects. Online businesses are stealth wealth machines. You run an e-commerce store from your laptop, sell digital products while you sleep, build affiliate income from content you created years ago. The business generates serious money, but there's no storefront, no employees your friends can see, no obvious evidence it exists. Just deposits hitting your account that nobody monitors. Retirement accounts are the ultimate invisibility cloak. That 401k, an IRA ballooning to 6 figures, then 7. Nobody sees it, nobody asks about it. It's socially acceptable to not discuss, legally protected from creditors and compounding tax advantaged while you live a modest visible life. Your strategy: build wealth in places people don't look. Investments instead of cars. Index funds instead of designer clothes. Digital businesses instead of flashy offices. Assets that appreciate in the shadows instead of depreciating in your driveway. The best wealth vehicles are the ones nobody sees, because if they can't see it, they can't judge it, expect it, or ask for it. You think you've understood everything? There's a detail that few people notice, but extremely important, because choosing the right assets is half the battle. Resisting lifestyle inflation when money comes in, that's where most people fail. Strategy number 4, the anti-lifestyle inflation rulebook. Here's where most people destroy their wealth building potential. Income goes up, lifestyle goes up to match, and they end up no wealthier despite making more money. This is lifestyle inflation, and it's the silent wealth killer. The anti-lifestyle inflation rulebook is simple. Income up, lifestyle flat, wealth vertical. You get a $10,000 raise, your coworkers upgrade their cars. You, same car, $10,000 straight to investments. You get a $20,000 bonus, your friends book luxury vacations. You, same vacation budget, $20,000 disappears into your brokerage account before you can spend it. This is how you build wealth nobody sees. The money comes in, but the lifestyle doesn't change. Your neighbors don't notice the raise because you're still driving the same car. Your family doesn't know about the bonus because you're still living in the same house. The evidence of increased income doesn't exist in your visible life. It only exists in your net worth. I know someone who went from $50,000 to $200,000 in income over 10 years. Still lives in the same modest apartment. Still drives the same paid-off Honda. Still shops at the same stores. Nobody would guess his income quadrupled because his lifestyle didn't change. But his net worth? From basically zero to over $1 million. The raises and bonuses went entirely to wealth building, not lifestyle inflation. Your rule: every income increase is captured and invested before lifestyle can claim it. Automate it. The moment the raise hits your paycheck, the difference goes to investments. You never see it, so you never spend it. Income growth that doesn't show up in your lifestyle is income growth that shows up in your freedom. Choose wisely. And it's in the next section that many people make mistakes without even knowing it. Building silent wealth is powerful, but protecting it from exposure, that requires a whole different skill set that most people never develop. Would you tell your friends and family if you became a millionaire? Honest answers only. Protection number 1, what to never discuss, financial silence protocol. Here's your financial silence protocol, the topics you never ever discuss with anyone except your spouse and financial advisor: salary, bonuses, investments, net worth, windfalls, inheritance, business profits, portfolio performance, real estate values, retirement account balances. This is classified information, and the moment you declassify them, you lose control of the narrative and open yourself to problems you don't need. Someone asks what you make. Enough to get by, thankfully. Ask about your house value? We're happy with it. Curious about your investments? Just trying to save for the future. Notice the pattern? Vague, pleasant, zero specifics. You answered the question without actually answering it. This is called gray rocking, being so unremarkable and vague about finances that people lose interest and move on. You're not being secretive or weird. You're just not offering details. And most people won't push because money is already awkward to discuss. The trap people fall into. They think they're being humble by downplaying success, so they share details to prove they're still normal. Wrong move. Sharing details, even with humble framing, still puts your financial life on display. And once it's on display, people form opinions, expectations, and sometimes resentments. I watched someone make this mistake at a family dinner. Casually mentioned a work bonus. Tried to downplay it with, "Oh, it's not that much." Within minutes, 3 relatives had requests. Nephew needed help with college. Sister wanted a loan for a car. Cousin had a business opportunity. The bonus disappeared into family obligations before it ever hit his account. Your move. Practice your deflection phrases. Rehearse them until they're automatic. Because the question will come at parties, family gatherings, casual conversations. Be ready with pleasant vagueness that shuts down curiosity without creating awkwardness. What they don't know can't hurt you. What they do know absolutely can. Wait, the most important part is in the following story. Because not discussing money is a defense, but actively creating the appearance of being less wealthy than you are, that's an offense. Protection number 2, what they see versus what you own. Here's advanced stealth wealth. You're worth $2 million, but everything people see suggests you're worth maybe $200,000. Your visible lifestyle is a decoy, masking the wealth accumulating beneath the surface. They see 10-year-old Toyota. You own 3 rental properties and $1 million in index funds. They see a modest 3-bedroom house in a regular neighborhood. You own the house outright plus a 6-figure brokerage account. They see Target clothes and Costco groceries. You own a portfolio generating $40,000 in annual passive income. This is perception management through intentional modesty. And it works because humans judge wealth by what they can see: cars, houses, clothes, vacations. If those look normal, they assume your net worth is normal. They're wrong, but that's the point. The beautiful thing about this strategy, you're not lying. You really do drive a normal car, live in a normal house, and wear normal clothes. You're just not explaining that you choose these things to accelerate wealth building, not because you can't afford better. I know a couple worth $3 million who live in a 1,200 square foot house and drive cars from 2010. Their neighbors assume they're getting by okay. Reality? They could retire tomorrow and live comfortably for 40 years. The neighbors have no idea because the visible evidence doesn't match the hidden reality. Your framework, the lifestyle you display, should suggest a net worth significantly lower than your actual net worth. Create a 10-to-1 ratio if possible. If you're worth $1 million, live like you're worth $100,000. If you're worth $5 million, live like you're worth $500,000. Your Toyota says broken, your portfolio says millionaire. That's perfect asymmetry. That's stealth wealth working exactly as designed. I'll tell you something that many people regret for the rest of their lives. Just because they didn't realize it in time. Because you can hide wealth brilliantly, But if you can't say no to people asking for it, the hiding was pointless. Protection number 3. How to say no without explaining. No matter how quiet you are, someone will eventually ask for money. Family loan, investment opportunity, help with an emergency, co-signing, borrowing, partnering. The request will come. Your ability to say no determines whether you keep your wealth or watch it drain into other people's problems. Here's the key. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you're saying no. No is a complete sentence. But since most people aren't comfortable with blunt refusal, here are scripts that say no without revealing your financial position. I wish I could help, but we're committed to other things right now. Our money's tied up and not accessible. We have a policy about keeping finances separate from personal relationships. That doesn't work for us. Notice what these scripts don't include. Your actual financial details. Whether you can afford it, where your money is. Why won't you help? You're just declining. Politely but firmly. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The people who get angry when you say no were never treating you like a person. They were treating you like a resource. Real friends and family respect boundaries. Users get offended when the bank closes. I watched someone loan $30,000 to family temporarily. 5 years later, still unpaid, relationship destroyed, money gone. He couldn't say no because he felt guilty. That guilt cost him $30,000 plus the relationship. He would have been better off saying no immediately. Your move. Practice saying no without explaining or apologizing. That doesn't work for me. Period. No justification. No defense. No. Revealing your actual financial situation. Just a firm, kind decline. Protecting wealth requires disappointing people. Get comfortable with it. All of the above will be meaningless if you miss the last detail. Because avoiding conversations is one thing, but your spending patterns can expose you even when your mouth doesn't. Protection number 4. The wealth camouflage, spending patterns that hide money. Your spending patterns tell a story, and if you want to stay invisible, you need that story to say normal middle class, even when your net worth screams millionaire. Shop where the middle class shops. Costco, Target, Walmart, outlet stores. Not because you can't afford Whole Foods or Nordstrom, but because shopping at premium stores signals premium wealth. The person buying organic everything at Whole Foods gets perceived differently from the person loading up at Costco. Same cart value, different wealth assumption. Buy quality, never flash brands. The $200 pair of well-made boots with no logo beats $300 boots with a designer name plastered on them. One is an invisible quality. The other is visible signaling. Wealthy people understand the difference. Travel smart, not lavishly. Road trips in modest hotels instead of 5-star resorts. Experiences that create memories without creating Instagram envy. The trip costs half as much and creates 0 questions about how you afforded it. Drive good cars, not new cars. A well-maintained 5-year-old Lexus bought used for $30,000 looks responsible. A brand new $80,000 Lexus looks like you're flexing. Same reliability, completely different perception. The framework. Spend on things that improve your life without broadcasting wealth. Quality mattress nobody sees? Yes. Designer logo bag everyone notices? No. Excellent health insurance nobody asks about? Yes. Luxury watch everyone comments on? No. Your spending should whisper quality and scream nothing. Because every purchase is either camouflage that keeps you invisible or a signal that exposes you. Choose camouflage. Spend like you're building, not like you've arrived. Because the moment you start spending like you've made it, everyone assumes you have, and the requests, expectations, and problems begin. This is where everything comes together. Because protecting silence is crucial. But what's the point of all this hiding? The answer: freedom. Real, unencumbered, nobody knows, so nobody asks freedom. What's one thing you'd do with wealth that nobody would notice? Share below. Freedom number 1. The quiet luxuries, wealth nobody sees. Here's what real wealth looks like when nobody's watching. It's not yachts and Lamborghinis. It's time for freedom. Stress-free living. The ability to say no to anything that doesn't serve you. These are the quiet luxuries, the ones nobody sees but you feel every single day. Time freedom looks like this. Your alarm doesn't go off because you don't need one. You work because you want to, not because rent is due. You take Wednesday afternoon off to spend with your kids because you can. Nobody knows you have this freedom because you're not posting about it. You're just living it. Stress-free living means medical emergency, covered without panic. Car breaks down, annoying but not devastating. Unexpected expense, pull from savings, handle it, move on. No frantic calls to family, no credit card debt, no fear. Just calm problem solving because money isn't the constraint. The power to say no is invisible but invaluable. Bad job offer? Pass. Toxic client? Fire them. Terrible friend? Distance yourself. You're not trapped by financial desperation, so you make decisions based on what's right, not what pays. And here's the beautiful part. Nobody sees any of this. Your coworkers don't know you could walk away tomorrow. Your family doesn't realize you're not stressed about money. Your friends don't suspect you're making decisions from abundance instead of scarcity. You're enjoying luxuries nobody recognizes as luxuries. Peace of mind, optionality, control over your time. These don't show up in photos, don't get likes on Instagram, don't impress strangers, but they're the difference between living and just surviving. The best wealth is wealth nobody sees. Because the moment they see it, it stops being freedom and becomes performance. But there's one more layer. Because quiet luxuries improve your life, but there's a psychological shift that happens when you have silent wealth that changes everything about how you move through the world. Freedom number 2, money psychology, power without performance. Few money is the amount of wealth that gives you complete optionality. The ability to walk away from anything, anytime, for any reason. And here's the twist. It works best when nobody knows you have it. Your boss doesn't know you could quit tomorrow and be fine for years. That ignorance is your edge. You negotiate from a position of power they don't realize you have. They think you need the job. You know you want it, but don't need it. That psychological advantage is priceless. Your toxic client doesn't know you could fire them without financial consequence. So when they cross a line, you calmly end the relationship while they're shocked because they assumed you needed their business. You didn't. You just chose not to tolerate disrespect. Your entitled family member doesn't realize you could afford to help but choose not to. They think you can't, so they eventually stop asking. Meanwhile, you're protecting your wealth and your boundaries simultaneously. This is power without performance. You have the nuclear option in every situation, but nobody knows you're carrying it. That creates an asymmetric advantage. They operate from assumptions of your limitations. You operate from the reality of your freedom. The boss thinks you're desperate for employment. You're evaluating if they deserve your time. The client thinks they're doing you a favor. You're deciding if they're worth the headache. The family thinks you're broke. You're protecting your wealth from their entitlement. Silent wealth creates invisible power. And invisible power is the most effective kind because nobody sees it coming. Nobody knows your actual power. That's the power. And here's the ultimate truth. Because all of this, the silence, the strategy, the protection, it all builds toward one singular outcome. The ultimate truth, silent wealth equals maximum freedom. Let's bring it all together. Visible wealth creates obligations. Silent wealth creates freedom. It's that simple. When people know you're wealthy, every decision becomes a negotiation. Can you afford to help? Should you contribute more? Why aren't you upgrading? You're constantly managing other people's expectations, opinions, and requests. That's not freedom. That's expensive performance art. When people think you're average or even struggling, you're completely free. You make decisions based purely on what you want. No guilt, no pressure, no explaining. Just choice after choice after choice from a position of abundance nobody suspects you have. They see struggle, you live free. Perfect asymmetry. The quieter you build, the louder your freedom. Because wealth that announces itself comes with a tax. The tax of other people's expectations, judgments, and requests. Wealth that stays silent compounds without interference, grows without commentary, and delivers freedom without permission. Visible wealth equals performance obligations. Silent wealth equals pure freedom. The world will reward you for looking successful with attention and requests. Life will reward you for staying quiet with actual wealth and freedom. Choose wisely. Quiet money, big freedom. That's the formula. Build wealth where nobody sees it, protect it by staying invisible, and enjoy freedom without needing anyone's permission or dealing with their opinions. Here's your move this week. Identify one area where you're performing well instead of building it. Stop that immediately. Redirect that energy to silent accumulation. Built in private. Flex never. Comment quiet money if you're committed to building wealth in silence. Hit that subscribe button for more stealth wealth strategies without the fluff. Share this with someone who needs to stop broadcasting and start building. What stealth wealth topic should I cover next? Invisible income streams. Advanced tax strategies. Drop your requests below. Remember, the world rewards people who look successful with attention and requests. Life rewards people who stay quiet with actual wealth and freedom. Stop performing for people who don't pay your bills. Start building for the future only you can see. Silent money, big freedom. That's the way.